Jake MacDonald, Chapter 7, Segment 1 Outline. Consciousness is more than being aware of our surroundings. It is personal and subjective, so it is very difficult for psychologists to measure. It is defined as our perception of what is going on in our minds. This includes factors such as our concept of our environment, in reality and in dreams, our sense of time, our sense of awareness, our recollection of past events, and our imagining of future events. Processes that we can perceive happening inside our mind or cannot conceive happening inside our mind are termed unconscious. Scientists have been successful in identifying easy problem of consciousness in experiments. This is the question of which particular pattern of brain activity underlies a particular conscious experience. However, this differs for all individuals. The entirely subjective experience a person has with perception is termed qualia. The hard problem of consciousness is the question of how brain processes result in our personal conscious experience. Consciousness is also interesting because the brain's activity is similar when an individual imagines something and when that individual actually sees it. There is no definite answer to the function of consciousness. Humans are very verbal creatures, and this is seen in our conscious processes. Internal dialogue is the term used to describe the words and sentences passing through your mind as a form of inner speech. Split brain patients offer clues about consciousness without language. Split brain is the result of a surgery that destroys pathways of communication between the two cerebral hemispheres. The surgery was used to control life-threatening epilepsy in patients. The corpus callosum is the main band of axons communicating between the two cerebral hemispheres. When split brain patients are having trouble interpreting between hemispheres, the mind will often engage in confabulation. Confabulation is filling in the gap in memory or understanding with a fabrication that the individual believes to be true. Although we may be conscious, we are not always aware of what our brain has decided to do. In other words, our brain decides what we will do before our consciousness is aware. Free will is the power to make choices that are not constrained by supernatural, non-physical forces. Scientists have been successful in predicting when the participant is going to perform an act several seconds before he or she does by monitoring brain activity. These experimental results pose the question, is consciousness really relevant in decision-making? Our sleep-wake cycle is enforced by biological rhythms. All animals have a biological clock, or a biological mechanism that keeps track of time innately. These clocks cause circadian rhythm in animals, or the active rest cycle of an individual within about 1 day.